It's the coast, so it's Fishbeard and our Merrick twins kind of day. Well, that just goes to show that sometimes the surf might not look that good, but you just got to get out there, and sometimes it's way funner than it actually looks. Oh, and before I forget, quick little apology to Bianca. I dinged the nosy board. Welcome to the board review of the Channel Islands Fishbeard. It's 5'8", 19 3/8 by 2 7/16, 29.2 litres. I'm 85 kilos, 6'1". So normally for my normal board I ride about 29-30 litres, so this is pretty much fits in spot on to where you just ride your normal high performance board. Could possibly go a little bit bigger, maybe 1 extra litre, just for those smaller days, give you a bit of extra push across those flat sections and make it just a little bit more enjoyable when the waves are soft. But once it gets a bit bigger and you get a bit more power, you can definitely even take a little bit more volume out, make it a bit more skatey and a bit more fun for you. This one is the SpineTek model, so epoxy polystyrene, super light, reasonably strong. Is actually made from the neck beard, where they basically took the neck beard, put a swallowtail in it and got rid of one of the fins, and then we're left with this creation. So it's got a bit of rocker in the nose and then very flat through the middle to back half of the board, and then even behind the fins it's relatively flat. It's got a reasonable amount of double concave throughout the whole of the board pretty much. Till about here, it goes back into just a single concave through there. This board I would ride in kind of anything, well I have ridden it in anything from kind of 1 foot crappy shitty beachies up to 5 foot really nice clean point breaks. I probably wouldn't ride it in too much bigger than 5 foot, just because being epoxy it tends to get a bit chattery, and only being a twin fin you'll lose a bit of your performance and stability once it gets kind of too big and this board starts going too fast. So this one goes really well in nice clean point breaks in that sort of 2 to 5 foot range. That's where I find it best to ride. When you've got a nice long clean wall on your forehand, it doesn't really work on my backhand I find. On the forehand it comes off the bottom really nice and off the top, but on the backhand I find when you try and bury the rail in, it wants to just track straight. It doesn't really come off the bottom as nicely as I'd like to on the backhand. So if I'm checking the surf and I see that there's more lefts than rights, I'm probably not going to grab this board out. But on the other hand, if there's heaps of rights and it's kind of 3 foot really fun, I'm going to grab this board out. A perfect all-rounder for the Sunshine Coast, or those places where you don't get the best waves all the time. A lot of the time it's those grovelly, kind of small, maybe a little bit onshore kind of days. If you were to take a normal high performance board out, you'd probably struggle. You bring something out like this on those days where it's a bit marginal, you're not really sure if you should go out, grab this and you'll have heaps more fun than if you were to ride just a normal board. Find that it's easy to paddle, it gets in nice and easy, it flows through fat sections. When it gets into a good part of the wave, you've got all the power, all the performance there that you want as well. So this board is a super fun board. You can pretty much ride it in most conditions unless it's completely pumping double overhead, in which you probably could still ride it, but it wouldn't be the number one go-to board for a situation like that. Alright, so the fin setup that they recommend that you ride with these is the Attembrah keels. Personally, I don't like keel fins. I feel like they've got too much fin and it makes your board a bit too stiff. So with these ones I ride the Attembrah twin uprights. I've also used the Rasta twins, but they were a really good fin, but I broke them at the base, and I heard a lot of people have done the same thing, so I don't ride them anymore. I've been riding the Attembrah twin uprights and I find that they give you a really good amount of hold. It's not too much fin, it doesn't become too stiff and want to track like as if you were riding a keel. So yeah, just your normal high performance twin is a perfect little setup for this kind of board. The future T1s also go well in this board. but you might find that for your type of surfing, the keels go better for you. So, as with everything, it's just a matter of, you know, trial and error. Try a few different things, see what works, and yeah, you might find that, you know, just changing a small thing like your fin setup make a huge difference and completely change your board for you.